Hello, guys, I'm back. Did you miss me? Well, I'm not going to be on for a long video here. This is just kind of a quickie because I just was thinking that about Idaho, the Idaho 4, in particular, Jack. The true crime community, we can be awesome, but we can also be ridiculous, and we can also destroy lives. Like, we really need to be more careful about who we accuse in cases that are not solved, especially suspects that have already been cleared by the police. Like, I'm not saying that in regards to the Idaho 4 that hoodie guy doesn't look extremely suspicious. And I'm not going to say that Kaylee's ex doesn't make you think like, they weren't together and it's always the ex, you know what I mean, in most cases. So I think people are just having a hard time believing that these two men don't have anything to do with this. I'm still not able to say that I feel comfortable 100% with Jack S, but with Jack D, with Kaylee's ex Jack, first of all, like, look at him, you guys. He's a small dude. He wasn't, I don't think, able to take down 4 people by himself with a knife. It's not even if it was a gun, yeah. I mean, boom, 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 boom. You don't have to be strong. But to literally take out 4 people with a knife, you have to be a certain amount of strong or maybe not alone. Which is what's making me think more and more about this 4chan post that came out a while back, which I read and I knew about, but like, I didn't leave a lot of thought to it because at first I thought like, oh, this is just some guy trying to get attention. But then now that I'm really thinking about it, he did it anonymously on 4chan. We can't even tell who wrote this, right? But the people that he wrote it about are sure as shit really, really shady people. Like, or they look really shady. I'm not going to say their names because I'm not about let's name people that are not even, being looked at as far as we know by the police. But I'm going to say it's 2 people, a D and a B. And those are the first initials of their last names, okay? And the only reason that I'm saying that is that so when I tell you what's in this 4chan post, I can make it clear and you're not going to be like, which one's which. There's a person with the last name starting with a D, and there's a person with the last name starting... I'm sorry, I'm wrong. I apologize. Oh my gosh. Ugh. It's B and L. There's a person with the last name B and the person with the last name L. I apologize. There is no D. I think I'm just thinking of Jack, and I apologize. It's not. It's B and L. All right? So those are the 2 guys that I'm going to be talking about. Someone other than them wrote this 4chan post anonymously and said that these 2 people had been planning this for a long time. They are both kind of not, they're like both a little whacked. He actually says that one of the 2 guys, the B last name, they weren't even going to let him into Sigma Chi, but they chose to do that because he has good grades and they had to get the house GPA up. They didn't really want him in the house because this person says he's schizo, which I'm guessing, someone who's schizophrenic is usually pretty, like, visually crazy in a way, right? So I could be wrong. Like, I'm just putting it out there. This is all speculation. It's what I think, all right? So, I'm not saying any of this is fact. So please don't, come for me and think I'm saying this definitely happened or that these people are definitely the ones that did it, because I don't know. But they are really making me think that perhaps this needs to be further investigated. And I did hear that the other day there were a bunch of police cars sitting outside of Sigma Chi, so maybe they're taking this seriously, but I don't know, okay? So anyway, it says that they're able to see the house from their room, obviously. Well, probably from most people's rooms you can see the house because it's on a hill and Sigma Chi is right across the street from the house. So, like, it said they waited for the lights to go out upstairs in Kaylee and Maddie's rooms, and then they, boom, went out on foot and came back within 19 minutes. So it did not take long, which I didn't think it took long because it was so brutal. And the fact that this person says there's two of them, it makes a lot of sense to me because I couldn't see how one person could take down Xana and Ethan at the same time. All right, like Xana was a girl; she wasn't as strong as Ethan. But how are you gonna like not have her like stand, like hanging off your back, clawing at you while you're trying to stab her boyfriend? You know what I'm saying? Like I couldn't picture one person taking two people out like that. Same with Kaylee and Maddie, because they were in the same bed, according to all the news reports. But now I'm wondering if that was true, or if Kaylee heard something and she came into Maddie's room, and that's when. But anyway, this person says they've been talking about doing this since high school, and they name the high school. They say Ethan and the person with last name L got into a fight at that party that night, that Sigma Chi party that the cops have said Xana and Ethan were at. So L and Ethan got in a fight, and Xana was talking shit about L. Okay, now the story goes, L had also had issues with Maddie because he liked her and she wanted nothing to do with him. So they go on to call her boyfriend Rogaine because he's got like a thinning hairline, which is weird for someone that young, but it happens, right? And the kid was gorgeous, and I don't think he had anything to do with it, but I think he may know a little more than he's saying, because it does go on to say that. But anyway, listen what else this thing says. It says that shit was brewing between all of them since last year's fall rush, which I think is when Ethan joined the house. They went completely silent on their social medias, both of them, B and L. They stopped posting 2 weeks before, up to 2 weeks after. This is how they're, I'm saying this is all premeditated, and they were smart. If they did it the way this person says they did it, I don't know that they're going to be caught. I don't know that there's going to be evidence, because they apparently were like, they brought baggy clothing, which they put on right after they committed these murders, and they left, and they took everything with them, the knife and the clothes they were wearing and everything. So it also says that these two people, B and L, after this all happened, you know how that was the 13th and it was like Thanksgiving time? Well, they went home to their families like everybody else was doing, but one of them took the murder weapon with them and dumped it in their hometown, which is probably why the police are looking for video and stuff 24 miles around the town of Moscow, because we were all like, what are they looking for? I think that's what they were looking for, but I can't be sure. However, it also says B's mom is a paralegal, and L's dad has a cleaning service, I don't know if it's a crime scene service, but like these two people have a they understand the way crimes are investigated and solved, and I really think that if it was them, and if they did this the way that this person says they did, it's going to be very hard, especially in that house, which has probably 1 million people's DNA in it because of the parties that went on there. We can all see that. They're releasing body cam from the police from like 3 different incidents where they had to go there for a noise complaint because of the loud parties. And one of them, there's not even anybody that lived their home. Or they were home and they were just scared of the cops, so I don't know. But I had to put this out there because the more I think about this 4chan thing, the more I think this guy might be not talking shit. It might be real. So this L guy is apparently like really, really big, and Ethan had been talking shit, saying that the dude's balls were shriveled from all the steroids he was taking, and apparently Xana was saying this stuff too, like they thought it was funny, and that they were both talking shit like that during this party. So maybe they all got into an argument. Like, you know how there's that whole big chunk of time that nobody knows where they were? Like, everybody was so focused on Kaylee and Maddie at first, and the corner club, and the video of the food truck, and hoodie guy, and all of that. Everybody just kind of wasn't talking about Ethan and Xana, and I didn't think they had anything to do with it. I thought they were collateral damage. But this person says the only person that was collateral damage was Kaylee, because this person had issues with all three of them. Wow, yo. It's crazy. So they also, it says, in addition to the baggy clothes and the, taking everything with them, they had left their phones at the dorm on autoplay to YouTube. So it makes them look like they were home watching YouTube this whole time. Like, their phones are going to show them there. YouTube's going to show them there. You know what I mean? It's so they... Yeah, put YouTube on autoplay. That will not make their phone ping. They didn't bring any guns because guns are too loud. And they planned this for a Saturday night, Sunday morning because they know the area is dead. Nobody's going to see it. They also know there's no damn cameras. At least none that are going to directly point at them, which is so stupid. But now, hindsight's 2020. But apparently people in Moscow didn't even have cameras because there was never any reason to be afraid. People say, I've been reading all these alumni, people that graduated from University of Idaho that are saying, like, I didn't even lock my apartment when I lived there. Like, there was no reason to. It was more of a hassle to have to dig my keys out of my bag to unlock my door than it was to just leave it open because it's convenient and people come and go and you trust everybody. Well, you know what I'm saying? It's so sad. It really is. So yeah, it goes on to say that these three people and Ethan, they hated each other. And, Maddie was also a target, and Kaylee was not a target. And what he calls her, the nickname for her, obviously he does know these people, okay? Because he calls Maddie Mads, and he calls Kaylee Titties. It's not the best nickname, but I noticed that myself, that the girl was, she was well built. Put it that way. In fact, extremely gorgeous. Like, she was, oh my God, the most beautiful girl. Her and Maddie both. Xana was beautiful. They were all gorgeous. None of them deserved this. And these psychopathic frat boys, if they're the ones that did this, you guys, we gotta stop fighting about Jack and go after these dudes. And I don't mean hardcore, I don't mean do things, I don't mean dox them, I don't mean call them and ask them to be on your channel. Just leave them alone, but look at them. If you're gonna, focus on somebody, focus on this 4chan post, because it is crazy. I've also heard that the person with the B initial, that his mom drives the Hyundai that we're talking about. So, I don't know. I told you the 4chan says they walked there and back, but they also took off for Thanksgiving. So they didn't drive a car to the murders, but they drove a car home. And maybe that's the car that they were looking for. I don't know, but I wanted to put it out there. I wanted to just mention again, you guys don't know Jack. You need to be focusing on the bigger, case at hand here. If we want to find this person, we have to stop putting energy into people that have been cleared by the cops. I have not seen them say a word about the frat boys being cleared or not cleared. So let's just leave it out there. And like I said, I didn't want to read the whole thing, but I read you the parts that I think are the most, telling. And all you got to do is Google it if you want to find it. People have posted, because they took it down off of 4chan, but people have screenshots. So all you got to do is Google it, and you can read in detail what this person wrote on 4chan and why it's really making me wonder about, if this could be true. I mean, we got to wait and see, but I don't know. It's something to look at besides looking at Jack over and over again, because I don't know about Jack S, because taking off to Africa, whether or not you planned it ahead of time or not, and leaving before giving DNA is a little suspicious to me. Maybe he did and we're just not getting the information right, but the police did say he was cleared. I just don't... leaving the country and going silent on social media and stuff, that makes him look a little suspicious to me. But yeah, that's about all I'm gonna say for now. I'll get this video out there, and I'm gonna be working on my Nicole Kessinger video. I am still working on that. I'm hoping I'll get that out before the end of the day. But this Idaho thing's been driving me nuts, and I just wanted to put it out there. So I'll catch you guys soon. Take care. Bye.